Okay, girls, so yesterday I had a request from some of the students saying, please, we don't understand how to do this. We are struggling with this. So this lesson is to try and see if I can help some of you to understand what you have to do. Number one is you have to learn these rules. You have to know them off by heart. You are not going to be given this table. I gave you this table as a summary to show you all the conversion, all the rules that you need to know and the possible conversion factors that you get for each rule. So this here on this left hand side, you have to learn them all off by heart. Okay, so when you start with an exam or a test, it's best to write them down so you have the rules next to you. Otherwise, some of us are able to take a rule and just apply the rule into the question. Now, here is the first question. It's a simple question. You have to convert 200 nutritional calories to calorie. Now, just a reminder that if it's a capital C, it is a nutritional calorie. If it's a small letter C, then it is the amount of heat that is produced when you eat those foods or when they are burned in oxygen. And it's also called a calorie, but it's written with a small letter C. So it can be a bit confusing, but you have to remember that. So the capital C is a nutritional calorie, and the small letter C is the amount of heat or heat energy that is produced. So the rule that you're going to have to use for this one is you want to convert from nutritional calories to calories. And the rule that you're going to use is going to be this one. 1 calorie is equal to 1,000 calories. So if I write this rule down over here, let me just get this angle right. Okay, so 1 calorie is equal to 1,000 calories. From this rule, I can create 2 conversion factors. The one is where I take the 1 calorie on top and 1,000 calories at the bottom. The other one is where there's 1,000 calorie heat calories on the top and 1 nutritional calorie at the bottom. So if I'm going to convert this, I will take the 200, what I'm given, 200 calories, and you have to write out the unit over 1. I will multiply that with. Now, before I even choose which of those conversion factors I'm going to use, I have a capital C calorie at the top, which means I also have to have that at the bottom. I then see that the conversion factor that fits in there is this one. So it's this one over here. Now, from this, it's easy to go and do the calculation to see that if I put it in my calculator, 200 times 1,000 gives me 200,000 over 1. And because 200 times 1,000 is 200,000, 1 times 1 is 1. So that means my final answer is going to be 200,000 calories. And if I look at it, that cancels out that. My unit that I'm going to have is the small letter C, and I've successfully converted from kilocalories to calories. So 200 nutritional calories is 200,000 calories. So that's how you apply the rule, and you apply the rule, you look at the conversion factors, and you have to choose the correct one. Now, sometimes we have to convert from calories to joules. So these are still simple conversions. So for this one, I want to go from my heat calories to see how much energy in joules is this going to produce. So if you go to the table, you see that 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. So I will put it over here. 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. There's also another one where it says to you that 1 joule is equal to 0.2390 calories. So that means I could use any one of these 2 as my rule. So if I decide that I'm going to use this one, I write what is given over 1, multiply it by, and whatever I do, whatever I use, it has to have a calorie at the bottom. So that means if I'm going to apply this rule, it will be 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. So I've written that rule in here. So instead of working out, writing down the two conversion factors, you can just apply the rule in this way. 500 calories over 1 times, I know I must have calorie at the bottom, so this will be at the bottom and this will then be at the top. So when you multiply this out, it's going to give you the answer. If you use this rule, it's a different way in which you can do it. You will still do the same, 500 calorie over 1, multiplied by, draw the line, whatever I do, I must have a small letter calorie at the bottom. So this must be at the bottom, 0.2390, and at the top will be 1 joule. So if you look at it, if you use this rule, this cancels out that, and my answer is going to be in joules, because that's the only one left. If you apply this rule, this cancels out this, and you are going to get, your answer is going to be in joules. So if you multiply this out, you should get the same answer. And unfortunately, I don't have my calculator with me, so I would have to do this offline. But then you can try and multiply them out to see, no matter which rule you use, you will get the same answer. Okay? So you girls go and try that on your own. Right. Sometimes you're given a bit more of a complicated conversion to do. So you have to go from nutritional calories to joules. Okay? So we will write this down, 312 calorie, and there's no shortcut. Write down what you are given over 1. Right, so firstly, when I look at my rules, there's no rule that takes me directly from a nutritional calorie to joules. So I would first have to go from nutritional calorie to heat calories, because then I can see that I have got a rule that will take me from heat calorie to joules. So I will first apply this one. In other words, my first rule that I'm going to apply is I'm going to convert this to heat calories. So the rule says that 1 nutritional calorie is equal to 1,000 heat calories. So I will put it into my rule like that. So again, notice there's calorie at the top, capital C, nutritional calorie, and nutritional calorie at the bottom. So this cancels out that. But then I'm not finished because I need to get my final answer in joule, which means now I will apply the next rule. Whatever it is, it must be small letter c calorie at the bottom to get to joules. So the rule says that 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. So in other words, I will put the rule in here that says 1 heat calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. So I've put the rule in. If I cancel this out, I see that now I've reached the end of my conversion, because now I've gone from nutritional calories and my final answer will be in joule. If you put these into your calculator, you are going to get the final answer. Please note that you could have also used a different rule here, because there's also a rule that says 1 joule is equal to 0.2390 calories. So you could use that one as well. You would apply it a little bit differently. So let's look if I use that one, how would I apply it? In other words, my beginning of my calculation will be the same, 312 calories over 1. I will multiply it out, making sure capital C calories at the bottom. Sorry, let me just make this look a bit more like nutritional calorie. And we know that 1 nutritional calorie is 1,000 calories. And then instead of using this rule to convert from heat calories to joules, I can also apply this rule over here, which says that 1 joule is equal to 0.2390 calories. So whatever I do, which I have to apply the rule in a way that this is at the bottom. So it says 0.2390 calories is equal to 1 joule. So you'll see that whether you apply this rule here, you'll get an answer, and if you do it like this, you should get the same answer. Sometimes maybe the digits will just be slightly out. So if you look at it, it brings you to the unit of joule. Okay. The last one is the fact that you need to know that 10 kilocalories is equal to 10 nutritional calories, because according to the rule it says that let me find the rule for you quickly. 1 calorie is equal to 1 nutritional calorie is equal to 1 kilocalorie. So that means it's the same thing. So if you're given something like 10 kilocalories, it's the same as saying to you you've got 10 nutritional calories over 1. So you want to get to kilojoules. That means you first have to convert to heat calories. So I'll put capital C calorie at the bottom, and I know that 1 nutritional calorie is equal to 1,000 heat calories. Then small letter calorie at the bottom, I will put the at the top, put the same at the bottom. Then I also know that 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. But now I'm not finished, because I want to get to kilojoules. And the rule says, now again, whatever you do, whatever rule you use, the joules must be at the bottom. So there's a rule that says 1,000 joules is equal to 1 kilojoule. So I will apply that rule by putting the joules at the bottom. 1 kilojoule is equal to 1,000 joules. So you need to know your rules. If you don't know your rules, you're not going to get this right. Calories cancels out, nutritional calories. Heat calories cancel out. Joules cancel out. I'm left with kilojoules, which means I'm now successfully converting from kilocalories to kilojoules. Put this into your calculator, you will get your final answer.